and their technology. Actually, this doesn't just apply to teens, but this is usually a teen thing. You guys, here's the deal. I want to be a motivational speaker when I grow up, and I am a self-proclaimed pro-teen advocate. Not like protein as in like build muscles, but pro-teenagers. I love teenagers. I think they are freaking amazing. When I come on here and I tell you guys I love you, you have to understand that a vast majority of my Facebook is teenagers. I know it's creepy, huh? And I like, the more I'm around teenagers, the more I fall in love with them, the more it blows my mind how awesome they are. And the ones that people are like, well, you know, they're kind of like, no, they're the ones I fall the most in love with because they're just freaking amazing. So today I want to talk to you about two things that we really write teenagers off with and we rip on them for. And I want to tell you why we need to speak life to them and how we're going to do it. Sound good? Speak life. It's a really, really wonderful life motto. We can talk about that later. Thank you, Toby Mac, for that wonderful song. So here's the thing. We have two big things we really harp on teens for. The first thing that we tend to rip on them for is that, and I'm going to use girls because I'm sexist, but there's boys who do this too. The first person is the one who is like hyper controlling of whatever people see on their social media. You know, the girl who's like, when she has her hair and makeup did, she wants to be in every picture. She wants to be in every Snapchat. She makes like 17 Musical.ly videos. She is all over the place. I mean, if she's looking good, you're going to know she's looking good. And at the same time, if she is not looking good, she is the one of, oh no, don't take my picture. Oh, I can't be in that. Oh, this is just not right. And if she's at a party where people are being a mess and drunk, she's like, no, I'm not going to be in that Snapchat. That person, you know, and we like make fun of that person and we're like, what is wrong with her? She is so conceited. Well, she just needs to lay back. She needs to, you know what, honey? That girl is called a public relations manager. That's it. A public relations manager. Do you know how much money people like that can get paid? We're sitting here ripping on this teenager who is doing something that companies pay thousands of dollars for. I mean, at the very base, like newer companies will hire somebody without a degree to be a public relations manager and pay them 12 or 14 bucks an hour. You know, that's not bad for not having a college degree and doing what you are passionate about doing. If you just take that love of not having a bad image of yourself and you apply that to the company that you're for, you are in a career. Now, take that passion and get an education with it and learn about it. The average salary for a public relations manager is like $43,000 a year. That's not bad for doing something you love. Now, say that you are passionate about it. Now, this person who is doing it for themselves, I consider them probably to be more passionate about it. Somebody who's going to absorb the information, somebody who wants to know about it, somebody who's going to be really good at it, and they get a job working for a place like Revlon or Sears. You're talking $80,000 a year. Now, that might not sound like, $10 million a year, but this girl who's doing this for herself in her own realm is doing something that a career could be made out of. A well-paying career. Does this make sense to you guys? So instead of starting ripping on this girl, when you see her doing this or look at her and be like, you know what? You would be a fantastic public relations manager. Like the way you handle yourself, a company would be blessed to have you. Say that to her next time. Instead of trying to tell her like, oh, you just so conceited. Make sense? Please do this for me. I will love you forever. And it doesn't have to be a teenager. It could be a grown-up. It could be somebody in their 20s. So here's the second person, because this is another really popular one with teenagers, and that is the person who will not get off of their phone. If they are not on Instagram posting their dinner, then they are on Snapchat, just showing what's going on around them. And if they're not doing that, then they're on Facebook. And if they're not on Facebook, they're on Periscope. And if they're on Periscope, they're on Anchor. They're always on something. And it's just like, who is this? Why can she not just put her phone down? Why is she always on social media? Sometimes we tend to call her an attention, bad word, because it's like she thrives off of likes or hearts or thumbs up or whatever the social media happens to be. And you're just like, what's wrong with you? You need to have a real, you know what, honey? That's called a social media manager. Social media manager. That, starting off, you can make, your $12 an hour, and that is something that you literally, straight out of high school, can go do. You probably can still be in high school. The average pay for that is $47,000 a year. And again, if you are really great at it, then you're making $80,000 to $100,000 a year. So this girl you're trying to rip on, all you need to do is give her an outlet, and suddenly she is in a high-paying, advanced career. Does that make sense? This is how basic this is, you guys. You could be a teenager, or you could take your teenager who's really obsessed with this and sit down and say, hey, could you take that, would you be interested in using that to make money? Really? Okay, sweet. We'll go down to the courthouse, we get you your business license, we go to the Chamber of Commerce breakfast, and we meet with a couple of companies. And we offer, hey, you know what? For $99 a month, I will post 30 times, 30 days in a row. Or for $20, I will post 20 times during this month. You pick the social media outlet. This is nothing for a teenager. This is nothing. Do you know how many companies are struggling to figure out social media? They just don't get it. They're overwhelmed by it. And this teenager it's second nature to them. They like to be on it. They thrive off of likes. So why couldn't they thrive off of the likes that they created for another company? So instead of tearing these teenagers down, you have the opportunity to literally help them start their business right now, right here in their present moment, and make money and be a success.